Hello and welcome back to another episode of Lorebound Legends, a podcast where we go over just lore in general. Basically, right now, magic as the series we're on, and I think probably going to be on for a fairly long time, but maybe some YouTube stuff. It's been a while. I'm hoping everyone's doing really well. We've made some changes, so the videos should look a little nicer now. I'm joined with Kailyn. Kailyn, how are you?
I'm doing good. I can actually see you now, which is exciting. I can just stare at you.
Yeah, now I can glare when you're saying silly things.
You can't glare. I'm always silly.
Your fun facts about hamster death.
It wasn't a fun fact. It was a fact. It was a fact. Not every fact is fun. Whoa.
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 Whoa, keep it PG.
Whoa.
Keep comms clear. Yeah, no, it's been a little bit of time. We've been, like I said, we were just really busy getting some setup stuff. I do another podcast for a lot of people watching. Eventually, they'll probably know that. So,
I stream.
Secret podcast. Yeah, Kailyn streams. But yeah, we are, I'm good too, by the way. Thank you.
No, sorry. You kept talking. I'm sorry. My nearly swearing when I was trying to say fun facts messed me up. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. It's been some pretty good weeks. We did a big reorganize of our studio space, so we'll put a few selfies up on like the social media kind of stuff and everything. But it looks nice. It looks like it should be good for a recording flow, and we should be back to a normal schedule.
Yeah.
Which is, that's okay because we definitely need to be.
There's so much more space.
Yeah, so
less clutter in your mind.
Well, it's just set up for a better flow, right? Like before we, if you looked at the old videos and stuff, it was set up for me to record, and then Kailyn was just kind of recording behind me off to the side.
Yeah, like kind of like sideways.
So we weren't
here's
like
him and here's me, or here's me and here's Daniel.
Yeah, whereas like right now, I can look straight across, and then I can be like, oh, hey, this is a interesting conversation where you're making faces. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're gonna continue on with the current spot of the story that we're in, which is the third book.
It's the second of the series.
Second of the series, but it's the third book. It is Shattered Chains. So it's the second novel in the Greensleeves cycle, also by Clayton Emery, 95. Again, these are old books. We went through on the other.
Before I was born. What about you?
I was 35 by then.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it gives us a nice little blurb. To common folk like Gull and Greensleeves, wizards were a blight on the land. Mood. Wizards of the Coast too. When Greensleeves discovered her magical ability, she decided to use it to break down break the power of other wizards. Gull's army helped, but not much. Roasted, and Gull wasn't much of a general.
Okay, whatever. This is her getting back at them for sassing her so hard in the last book. They're like, oh, she's like mute and like dumb.
Yeah,
and
she's dim-witted.
She only speaks
Listen,
to animals.
you're not helpful.
Yeah. Your army sucks. I'm a wizard. I got this. So step back.
Don't even need you. Why even show up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're
the most annoying bird and brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Sparrowhawk's missing. So
their mana vault might have helped, but she hadn't learned how to control it. Then Raquel was sent to stop them, and their mana vault came alive. Things couldn't get any worse, or so they thought, until the wizards caught on to what Greensleeves was doing.
Is she evil? What?
No, because she wants to break the wizards. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll go into this a little bit, and we'll kind of see. I think we might cover the next book too. We'll figure it out. But take us away, please.
Okay. Some months after the events told in Whispering Woods, many deaths, I think 2 tsunamis. Gull and Greensleeves, they are at the head of an army, a ragtag army, barely surviving the few encounters with wizards they had. And the bond between Gull and his lover Lily, it weakened because she started to question herself since becoming a wizard. That's a bummer.
This guy's sister's a wizard. His lover's a wizard.
Yeah, she was one of Towser's,
Yeah, she was the
dancing ladies, if you remember.
His stripper. I remember. Like I said, cool guy. He's
not
all that. Yeah, right. So, she was one of the harem girls who was able to detect magic.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So she's starting to question herself since becoming a wizard.
It's a big change in your life. It makes sense.
He's trying to, he was recently enslaved, transported to a magical island, and then
he had a little vacation.
Yeah.
She's questioning her whole personality and everything she is.
Yeah. It also comes back as the leader of a ragtag group of centaurs and giants. And
right. Yeah.
And at some point, again, not to be that person, but she's like, I don't really like your friends. I don't like you having your friends over all the time.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you hanging out with these guys? Oh, we were like locked up together on an island we couldn't escape from.
Can we just have the weekend to ourselves? And
That's
it's like,
funny.
no, the wizards are coming. You sound nuts.
Yeah, my centaur friend's coming over. Why? You sound centaurist. I don't know.
I'm going horseback riding. That's Jonathan, and you know it.
Yeah.
We're galloping in the glade. So meanwhile, Noreen from Arena, I think that is Garth's wife, correct?
I think so.
Let me find
well,
out.
no, it said right there, I think. No, go back. Countryside with Garth and their little son.
Okay, yes. Noreen from Arena, whose real name turns out to be Raquel,
Right.
has settled down in the countryside with Garth and their little son, Hammond. Hammond is named after the friend.
Yeah.
Who, again, not a cool friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, in the years after the infamous time of troubles, Garth has been struck by wanderlust and leaves his wife and son alone for long periods.
Oh, the stories are connecting. The lore, it's all coming together.
Yeah, Garth's not a good dad.
No,
Garth is. I don't know. I feel bad for.
He's like, I need to be free.
Yeah. I got.
She's like, I also wasn't she like someone who like fought in the arena. She was like, I gave up my life to move out here to hang out with you and our son.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yes, she was the fighter wife. So we have the time of troubles. I really want to quickly look into what this is. It happened in 4069.
This was like.
Oh, was this when
This was
Garth
the
was
first
wrecking
book.
everything? Yeah.
Yeah.
4069 was a short-lived period when Garth One-Eye arrived in Estark during the festival games to avenge the death of his father, Cullinar, and the destruction of House O'Toole. Caused great chaos and destruction and cost the lives of thousands of his citizens. Pretty cool.
Sometimes there's murder.
He's an errant father. Sometimes his actions cause the death of thousands.
None of us are perfect.
Right.
Who are we to judge?
So where are we? You can take us away here.
So Garth left. He wants to travel, and in one of these times, Raquel and Hammond, they're ambushed by Benelish heroes who teleport the woman and her son to Benalia City. And here, Sabrium, the man who Raquel once refused to marry, has become the speaker of the ruling castle. It doesn't sound like it's probably the best. He accuses her of high treason for deserting Benalia and also him. But instead of having her killed, orders her to assassinate Gull and Greensleeves, whose army is dangerously near the border of Benalia. Okay, I thought it was saying kill the whole army. No. Kill the main people. Gull shouldn't be difficult, from what it sounds like. As leverage against Raquel, Hammond is held hostage, and with no other choice, Raquel is teleported to Greensleeves camp, just as the desert wizard Carly is attacking it.
So let's find out who Carly is.
There's a lot going on.
Just apparently a secondary character of no repute. Let's see.
Just hit Control F.
I am well aware of how to search, but I like a little scroll.
You like a little scroll?
Okay,
wow, that's really helpful.
A desert wizard to attack the army of Gull and Greensleeves. Well, now we know. Gull and Greensleeves narrowly managed to avoid keeping Carly's troops at bay. That's what kind of tongue twister is that?
Narrowly manage?
Try.
Gull and Greensleeves narrowly managed to keep Carly's troops at bay?
I don't know. While the desert wizard tries unsuccessfully to steal the Man of Oldfound by Towser in the Whispering Woods, Raquel poses as a soldier summoned and is abandoned by Carly. After getting to know Gull and Greensleeves better, she's surprised to see the two don't want to conquer anything, but intend to rid the continent of evil wizards. Just a genocide of the magic.
Yeah, of the evil ones. But how do you decide who's evil?
Boom, boom, boom. The warrior woman quickly agrees to join their crusade. All right.
Well, she was how is she going to get her son back? She's like, I want to join them now.
Sweet baby Hammond, no.
No, Hammond, no. That night, Greensleeves is compelled by a strange voice to leave the camp and enter the woods. It's her home. It's where her animal friends are. And she finds a cave. It's the home of Cheney, an old druid who is willing to teach the inexperienced Greensleeves everything she knows about magic. That's very nice.
They're all pretty chummy pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh, you're a wizard.
Yeah, you randomly wander into my cave.
Okay,
I'm simply not tutoring you.
This is such a specific reference, and I know you haven't seen this show. But like Avatar The Last Airbender, it's good. I don't like the end, but it literally, okay, this Avatar guy who's supposed to save the world has been missing for like over 100 years, right? And then he's a child, so every time they like go anywhere, he's like, "I'm the Avatar. I'm the missing Avatar," and everyone's like, "Whoa!" And immediately it's fine. Like there's no questions or anything. So just being like, "I'm a wizard," and then being like, "Awesome!" Like not even questioning, "Are you using your powers for good?" Or that's what it makes me think of. Just immediately like, "Nice." Continuing on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you read a little bit about this teaching experience.
Okay. Gull and the others, they find out about Greensleeves' disappearance. They quickly follow her trail. And meanwhile, during her training, Greensleeve finds out that time in Chaney's house flows differently, and what seems to be mere days are years. Wait. Okay, so so it's taking years. She's in this cave and it's years.
Yeah, she's just disappeared into a cave for multiple years.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And they don't
it's
know
like
where
Narnia,
she's gone. Yeah.
But it's the opposite, where it's years, but it's like minutes. When Gull and the rest of the army finally find her, Greensleeves has grown up and become a much more skilled wizard.
Yeah.
They just like breeze over the fact she's gone for years.
Yeah, we'll talk a little more.
Wouldn't she not have aged because it's a few days, and they would have aged a lot because it's years?
I don't know. That seems like quite the plot hole, actually.
I have questions.
If she thought she was only gone for days, why would she look older?
Yeah, maybe they're saying like, no, because it says grown up. Because I'm thinking like she's grown into a wizard, but it says grown up and become.
Maybe grown up like in the metaphorical sense, like, you know, like I've really grown up and I'm doing well right now. I've really matured.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's a weird way of saying it.
It is kind of. Chaney was an archdruid during modern times on Aerona and Dominaria. By her own accord, she was able to planeswalk, but she hadn't done so in many years. Just, again, that's quite the shade to throw, just being able to be like, I could, but really, why would I?
What's the point?
I would planeswalk to the new Bloomborough place. I would go take all those new animals to be my friends.
They would be my friends for sure.
Yeah, I showed you some of that artwork yesterday. It looks really good.
There's some bears, a little mouse with little flowers. She got little flowers on her lapel.
You get it.
Adorable.
You understand what's going on.
She'd stab me in the ankle, and I would go like a little pinprick. But then I would talk it out, and we would be besties.
Yes. She healed Greensleeves' broken ankle and Gull's knee, so apparently Gull interacts with her at some point in this.
Gull took an arrow to the knee.
Yes. Chaney taught Greensleeves how to harness mana and planeswalking. Okay, so
all right. She has grown up.
The problem with a lot of the stories is that when presented with the like, I get it. Your brother's a pseudo war leader on a crusade to rid the worlds of magic. That seems like a pretty pressing problem.
Mm-hmm.
But then once you're just able to traverse the multiverse at will and go and see everything, like it just kind of seems like a smaller
it's
problem.
Like, okay, little bro, like it's not
right. Like it kind of seems like it's not your biggest concern. Like it's just the like perhaps you could like be saving other like planets with your newfound magic and ability to speak to animals.
Yeah, you're
like
kind
in
of a god.
Bloomborough, where they're all animals.
Yes,
you know, you bring united language to the peoples with your dim-witted chatter.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, like it just seems like
you make people chatter like you used to be like, "Ha, I got back at you guys."
Like it just like, for example, if like a new Burger King was to open up down the street, I'm gonna go check it out, and I've had Burger King. Right?
Mid.
It's you're not a fan of Burger King, that's fair, but sponsor us, please.
Oh yeah.
No.
Burger King. I do like their chicken sticks.
It's food. But no, that's really funny. That reminds me of the beginning of my old podcast. I'll tell you stories of that. Well, not old podcast, but yeah. Well, I'll tell you those stories after. But can
I just like jump in for a second? In the bottom of the screen, if you're seeing, I noticed like while you were talking that there is an Avatar: The Last Airbender like ad going on.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And that just confused my brain. Did I make this come into being by speaking it? Yes. Okay. Anyway.
True. So what I was going to say though is that I would go and check that out, and that's something I've eaten lots. Is Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I would admit to a polite interest if like a brand from like the UK or something we didn't have here like opened up. I'd be like, I'd check it out. I'll admit to a polite interest. Yeah. I like some food every now and then.
If a Taco Bell opened up, I would cry.
Right?
I'd be so excited.
Why are they all gone here?
There was like a KFC.
Yeah,
that
there's
had
one.
a Taco Bell, but like there's like 3 in the city, I think, and one's in a mall.
Yeah,
it's hard to find. Maybe 2 are in a mall, but I just love Taco Bell.
It's good food. It is very good
Bad.
food.
It's bad food.
It's
delicious.
horrible for you, but it's good. But that's what I mean. Again, I would go check it out. And that's not the multiverse. I would like Multiverse A probably has a pretty cool version of Talk About Stuff. In theory,
I'd be so fat
The
if, like, if it was all food places.
Magic is like infinite universes, right? And they're kind of starting to do like multiverse stuff. They haven't done like quite like the Avengers where there's like, oh, here's Universe 2 and it's the same person, but they're bad. But
Too much.
I would be still going to check it out. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the point of this little rant is that I would be going and checking out the other, like the moment I could planeswalk, I wouldn't be like, you know what? I'm going to responsibly save this for later. I would like probably go try find like an abandoned one, come back wealthy, like abundantly transport my gold with me across.
Try
like
to find like one where like you can guess or you can find out what the numbers are for the horse races coming up, like a future plane, so that you could make yourself become rich.
Yeah, right. Like I'd probably be like, you know what? These wizards aren't all bad.
I would be a bad wizard.
Here's my new. I would for sure be a bad wizard.
I would also be evil. I have all this infinite power. I'm not using it for good. Sorry.
See, my problem is that I would be driven mad with shenanigans.
Yes,
let's say
that's
like it's
exactly it.
I like to play some shenanigans right now myself. Shenanigans.
Yeah.
But I like you can't reasonably trust me with multiverse power walking things and just be like he's not gonna mess around and cause any
You
chaos.
can't trust me with a credit card right now.
You're a problem. You're a real problem. So it says Cheney taught Greensleeves how to harness mana on Planeswalk. During her training, Greensleeves found out the time in Cheney's house flew differently. Is this a house or a cave, by the way?
Maybe there's a house in
Maybe
a
they
cave.
met in the cave and then they went to a house. I don't know. It seems a little suspect.
Maybe Cheney is like absolutely insane, and then it's like fully a cave, and she's like, "How do you like my house?" And it's like, it's cave-like.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, cave, sweet cave.
Dingy, dungeonous, we might even say.
No. Disgusting.
Sweep this thing.
Bat droppings on the floor.
Guano. What
There
seems
you
to
go.
be mere days were indeed years. When Gull and the rest of the army finally found her, she was grown up and more skilled wizard. Yes. So I won't go to the next part because
I'm
it seems like a
spoiling
spoiler. Yeah.
things for myself. Looking at the next part.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to come up, but we'll see. We'll see after. So please take us on.
Find out. When Raquel, so Garth's wife, continues to drill the men and women of the army, transforming them into real soldiers. I was like, what? She has powers? No. Making them actually good at fighting. They're not a ragtag team anymore. They're better now. Greensleeves and Cheney discover that the mana vault is, in reality, the Stone Brain, a living artifact created...
That's what you have? You knew it was coming?
It's a living artifact created by the sages of Latnam. Remember their days. They're veterans of Latnam.
In hope to stop the Brothers' War. It's actually really interesting that they are referencing the Brothers' War because the Brothers' War is like major, like it's a major part of it, and the Brothers' War isn't for.
Isn't that like where the books are canon? Like, isn't it anything before the Brothers' War? Like, not.
Yeah, but like the Brothers' War aren't for like this is in the chronological order. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. 12 more books until like it's the Brothers' War book, right?
Sheesh.
So it's kind of cool that they saw this there. The Stone Brain is a living artifact. It was actually just like printed as a card recently. Created by the Sages of Latnam. It had the power to stop wizards from using magic, so it gave it the old mana suck.
Oh,
Yeah.
sheesh.
Yeah.
Ayo, pause.
Ayo, pause. Okay. I'll read the rest of that. That seems like major spoilers. Okay, so please continue on.
The brain has the power to stop wizards from using magic, but
we
how?
just learned that.
Yeah, there you go. We learned from Daniel's knowledge in his stone brain.
True.
This power can be activated. How it can be activated is still unknown for the power. When Raquel sees that the deadline given to her by Sabrium has passed, she tries to commit suicide.
Based.
All right. Your son's still captured. Your son is still held hostage.
I mean, yeah, fair.
And your husband's missing, and you're just like, all right.
I'm gonna be honest. I totally forgot about Baby Hammond.
Yes, he's just like waiting for his mom to come back and save him. And she's like, all right, time to kill myself. Like, that's horrible.
I'm not killing my new friends, so
Yeah.
myself is the next best option.
That's horrible. Maybe because it says Sabrium, isn't he the guy that kidnapped Hammond? So maybe he was like,
Yeah, no, Sabrian's dead.
Hammond's dead now because you failed.
Sheesh.
Then I'd be like, all right, I more understand that. But if he's just like,
The
"Ayo,
baby-
mom,"
The baby's still chill. Like I said, I totally forgot about Baby Hammond. I was like, yeah, you don't turn on your friends. Great job. Okay.
The son's like, "What about family?" Oh, she's saved in time by Gull, who's like, "What are you doing?" To whom Raquel reveals the truth of her mission. Gull and Greensleeves decide to help Raquel and save Hammond. So she just left him. Following Chani's advice, the army enters the Badlands, which is ambushed by the armored wizard who previously had attacked Towser's camp in the Whispering Woods. Interesting. Okay.
Badlands as well. One of the dual lands. It's very nice that they reference them so much in these early books. Like sent to a tropical islands. Now they're in the Badlands. All right.
You can go to the Badlands in Alberta.
True. That is very true, actually.
Yeah.
However, Raquel's training and paid off in the army not only wins the battle, but destroys the wizard's tower, captures the wizard himself, Hacken, the self-appointed king of the Badlands.
Oh, sheesh.
Okay. No.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm sure he's a secondary character. If we go to him, it'll say Hacken, the self-appointed king of the Badlands.
Yeah. Please.
Thanks to the incident with a student of magic, it is revealed that the stone brain, which has taken the form of a helmet, works once worn 1,000 voices.
Yes, it says so.
Am I reading this like
yes, it's
my brain
revealed.
doesn't
It's
work?
revealed how it works. Once worn, 1,000 voices, the voices of the sages of Latinam, orders the wizards to stop using magic or face the madness.
I'm facing that madness.
Yeah, you're facing. Are you wearing the stone
Yeah,
brain right now?
apparently right now, yeah. I'm seeing the Hat Man.
True. Within the artifacts are also hidden all the spells known by the sages. A test is conducted on Hacken, and he becomes a sort of a slave to Green. That seems pretty mean. We're gonna stone brain you, buddy.
Wait.
They show up. They roll. So first off, they jump this guy. They show up. They jump this guy. He thinks he's getting a ragtag army. He's got like the fighter queen lady of Benalia, who's like hero to zero, like through the arena. She's a gladiator. Trained all these people. They end up jumping him. They ruin his house. They for sure ruin his house. Then they're just like, hey, we're gonna put you in a special ed stone helmet. Then
That's exactly what I was thinking.
they silly his brain a little bit.
Yeah.
And
now
then he's just kind of wandering around after Greensleeves. Like,
you a slave. I will say, here's my.
Did this whole thing not start because they were taken slaves?
Were they? I can't remember.
Yeah. What's it called? The last wizard tried to enslave them.
Oh my gosh. Well, they knew how it felt, so they knew that he would be sad about it.
Yeah, right?
I wanted to just say my guess for the book where it's going. The book is called Shattered Chains. They're going to have a change of heart and they're going to release him. This guy's going to do something crazy.
I don't think that's it. I think it's about freeing Raquel, Noreen, from the slave caste system that she's in. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Anyways, nice guess, by the way.
Thank you.
Where are yeah, we don't know
Slave
it
to Greensleeves.
really quickly. We don't know any of this lore. We're just kind of learning it at the moment with you.
Yeah.
You get to live see how our brains work, and it is something we should apologize for.
I'm not apologizing.
Yeah. So where are we at? You read where we're at.
I'm on a different level. He becomes a slave to Greensleeves, just like the creatures summoned by other wizards. Oof. So Centaur, guy with broken brain, mush brain. And Greensleeves, Gull confronts Greensleeves about using stone brain, but she is convinced it's the only way to stop the evil wizards. Sure sounds to me like Greensleeves is an evil wizard.
Yeah, kind of doesn't seem great.
And why? And again, she's got the power of the universe, and she's like, mush brain. This is the way we have to do this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
I just needed a slave really fast.
I'm gonna quickly silly these guys up a bit.
Yeah, it sounds like she just sillied the one guy.
Yeah.
Do you have to keep the helmet on?
I assume you gotta only wear it for if you just had I was gonna say if you had 1,000 voices talking at you, but that's just like a normal ADHD day.
Yeah.
Yeah, are we wearing the stone brain and facing the madness?
Apparently, the amount of screaming you're supposed to hear is 0.
Must I simply remove the stone helmet?
No, we're getting into like scalping territory or something. Stop it.
Yeah. Gotta get the helmet off.
No. But yeah, I'm wondering if it's like a one person use thing. Like I'm not saying like you want to use it. I'm
you
saying
can only
do you
put
have
one
to,
person on at a time.
No, like do you have to keep it on the person to keep their brain mushy?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So you could like put it mush someone's brain, then go mush someone else's.
Yeah, Gull is saying like, hey, this was not cool.
Okay.
We were slaves, we didn't like it, and I don't want to be silly brained. And she says the only way to stop evil wizards are bad. I guess they did kind of kill their village, so, you know.
Sparrowhawk's still missing. Will we ever hear about him again?
Yeah, that night the camp is attacked by Benelish troops who kidnap Raquel and teleport her once again to Benalia City. In the commotion, Hacken managed to free himself from the Stone Brain
Sounds
command
like he still has it on his head.
just enough to summon some Phyrexian gremlins.
Is that me? I love that card. They look so silly.
I should find a way to pop the cards into that. We'll do that for another one. But it is pretty cool that we can see these Phyrexian gremlins who snatch the artifact and return to their home plane. Oh,
so they stole the Stone Brain.
Yeah, they just roll up, and that's kind of cool. So the card itself, tap gremlins to tap an artifact. As long as gremlins remain tapped and in play, that artifact does not untap as normal. During its untap, you may choose not to untap it. That's kind of cool. So it's a way to just stop artifacts. Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. And they just roll away. Okay. The only hope to save Raquel and recover the Stone Brain.
I like thinking them that they roll. They're like really like they have really fat, big ears and big eyes, and then like really small bodies. So just like thinking about them like rolling, they kind of look Dobby-esque if you wanted to compare it to something.
Yeah. Like I said, I got to figure out. Just use your imaginations.
Think Dobby, dark gray gremlin.
Yeah. Anyways, so Phyrexian gremlins snatched away. The only hope to save Raquel and recover the Stone Brain is shifting to their location, which sounds like planeswalking, which Cheney is too old to do. However, the druid believes Greensleeves and Lily can do it if they let go of their fears.
Get over is so funny.
Lily thinks she's a useless wizard, while Greensleeves is afraid that using too much mana may damage her brain, reverting her into a simpleton.
She's like, I lived my life like that already.
Yeah.
I can't go back.
I was already so silly.
I was already chattering and everyone made fun of me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Poor Lily.
To aid them, Cheney gives Lily a dingus egg.
That's what I call you.
True. To breach Benalia's ward, and a Nova Pentacle to Greensleeves to help her focus on her mana. Both are now able to successfully teleport away.
So what the heck will a dingus egg do? I don't feel like I feel worthless. Here, dingus, take a dingus egg. Now you feel powerful.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like hey, I'm really suffering some self-confidence issues. Perhaps a dingus egg in your troubled times. Let me see if I can find a way to. You keep reading for the story there. I'm going to see if I can.
All right, dingus eggs and Nova Pentacles, but yeah, that says pentacle. Yep. I thought it was like tentacle. I got confused. Anyway, they were able to successfully teleport away. So Lily, Gull, and their friends Stigger, who was in the last book, Bardo, and Ordano, they find themselves in Benalia City, where they save Raquel from torture and they recover Hammond. Baby boy, he's finally safe, and they kill Sabrium in the process. Chased by Benelish guards, they find themselves outnumbered. Ordano and Bardo are killed in the fight. Man, these people lose a lot of friends. When all seems lost, the remaining people are summoned away by Greensleeves, who, after stumbling around plains, has found out where Phyrexia is. I know Phyrexia. My little brain knows Phyrexia.
Okay, there we go. I've figured out how I can pop some cards up really quickly. So for the video, here's our Phyrexian Gremlins. Very nice, very nice. Here's our Dingus Egg. And then we have our Nova Pentacle.
It's got a beetle in the middle.
All right. Back to there we go. Now we should be good.
We were covering how they lose a lot of friends, and they found Phyrexia.
They what?
They found Phyrexia.
Let me.
I was like, I know where that is.
Yo, pause. First off,
yo, pause.
You better not know where that is. Okay, let me. I was not looking.
I know you were so busy. So should we go from that piece again?
No. So you read to where? You just tell me.
One line more down from where your mouse is.
Okay, so yeah.
Greensleeves has found where Phyrexia is after stumbling around plains.
Many people are summoned away by Greensleeves, who, after stumbling around plains, has found. Yeah, that's not a plane you want to walk into. That's the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah, I know that they're bad, but I know what that is.
Yeah, the group is instantly assaulted by demons who kill the scout Shanna. All right.
Why did she bring them there? Yeah, Greensleeves is evil. There's no more, you can't say anything about it. She's evil.
Interesting. Okay, so Greensleeves this is how you problem solve. Greensleeves teleports herself to the Stone Brain and dons it.
What?
Yeah. She can resist the voices, as they are similar to the effect of the Whispering Woods, and between them, she finds the spell. Oh, I guess, yeah, all the spells are there. We did kind of glaze over all of the spells of Latinam are in that brain.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah.
I was just busy thinking about the mush. How would I know? Why would you put it on? To try to find out these spells?
How would you know if you have not worn the Silly Brain helmet? How would you know that all the spells are in there?
That's like those places where it's like no one has ever come back out alive, and it's like, who told you this?
Yeah, who told you they've never come back out?
Yeah.
Well, it's just it's like that must be how like developers are like dealing with things. Like it's like a hidden bug and stuff. It's like no one would willingly put the helmet on and just try to resist the voices anyways, right?
They're like,
And they're like,
but
yeah,
they're spells.
yeah, we can store the spells in here. Who would possibly do that?
Yeah.
They'll be driven mad. Yeah, so Greensleeves out here wild and just throws this on. Where do we go? She finds the spell she needs to destroy the demons, saves her dying friends, and return home. That seems pretty
She brought
convenient.
them here.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were doing any better. 2 died in Benalia City
Yeah.
right before she saved them, and then it's like into the from the frying pan into the fire. It did not get better.
Yeah.
What's the person's name in Phyrexia? The cool one with the Junji Ito art.
That's Elish Norn. That's new Phyrexia.
That's new Phyrexia. Elish Norn's spooky looking. I wouldn't want to encounter her.
I'd be interested.
No.
Maybe
No.
for a polite interest.
The polite interest is she shows you your insides.
Whatever. I'm interested to see what those look like. The group finds themselves back in the Whispering Woods where Greensleeves. Yeah, talking's hard. Where
Are you Greensleeves? Are you?
I'm wearing
madness?
the Stone Brain.
Yeah.
Where Greensleeves conjures the rest of the army. Days later, they find out that Dacian the Red, the wizard who once battled with Towser over the White Ridge, is at the site of the crater where the Stone Brain had fallen from the sky. So who's this Dacian? Nope, apparently just secondary. Okay.
Who cares about Dacian the Red? He has a life. Who cares?
Okay, yeah, please read on.
The army captures Dacian, it's a weird name, and puts the helmet on him. Moments later, a furious Garth appears in front of the group, thinking they have been kidnappers of his wife and son. Dude, you don't get a say.
Yeah.
You're not. They were like they could have just left the
I was
house.
simply absent for long enough for you to age multiple years, train an army, be kidnapped, be reteleported, you planeswalk a little bit.
Maybe they just didn't like living where they were living anymore and they left. He's been gone. How is he supposed to know that they were kidnapped?
Yeah, true.
They were, but like that's besides the point. Whatever. After a brief squabble, Raquel calms him down. Garth promises to stop practicing magic to take care of his wife and son. All right. Didn't he say that before?
He has more than once mentioned that, yep. I'm done this time for real.
He has a gambling addiction. He can't stop. No, it's okay. Just one last bet on the ponies. One last one. I'll put it up for good.
You got to stop calling yourself Garth One Eye. You have both eyes at this point.
I bet one of them in the match.
Yeah.
I'm back to one.
He's just walking the multiverse gambling on depth perception contest, and everyone's like, his name's Garth One Eye. It's a sure win.
He shows up. He takes a blindfold off.
He shows up. He's got 2 eyes. Cheat.
Oh, man.
The army grows with volunteers while Gull and Lily rekindle their relationship.
She's like, all right, maybe I don't suck.
Nice.
Sounds like what it is.
Garth, Raquel, and Hammond return home while Cheney dies of old age. All right. Donating her life force to Greensleeves. That, by the way, is not what happens because I was reading it here. Yeah. Please read this bottom part here.
She did die.
Yep.
Cheney suffered a severe stroke with half her body limp. In her dying moment, her life force. This doesn't sound like it was offered.
It doesn't sound like a donation.
This sounds like you someone being like, sign this right before you die, and then they take control of all of your stuff. In her dying moment, her life force was absorbed by Greensleeves.
Yeah, no more reading after that part. Major spoilers.
3 years later. No, I'm kidding.
No, okay, yep. Greensleeves resolves to let Dacian and Hacken go. Having been touched by the Stone Brain,
they're touched for sure.
Having been touched by the Stone Brain, the wizard can be summoned by the druid to control if they're misbehaving.
Naughty boys.
That just sounds like slavery.
Yep, it sounds like she's just putting them in one of these Badland type places where they're on a different plane. Don't be bad. I'm Santa, and I'll just take you back to where I am. And
unbeknownst to Greensleeves, those tagged by the brain can contact one another.
What?
So Dacian and Hacken form a truce and seek out Carly to form an alliance and stop Gull and Greensleeves' crusade. The next wizard they want to add to their league is Towser himself. Bom, bom, bom. To be honest,
soy face.
Yeah, it seems kind of
That's pretty dope. That's a pretty good spoiler or ending. Cliffhanger.
Seems like a nice spot for it. It's pretty weird though that they've got like they're like Hacken, Dassie, and these two, and then they're like these are secondary characters that
Secondary
you don't need to know about,
who are like literally like now villains that are trying to recruit other villains.
right? So here's some of my main kind of issues at the moment. How is she putting the stone brain on, and then not realizing that like she's using it so well that she can like take the spells in the midst of a demon fight.
Yep.
And like learn all these spells, but like she can't figure out that they can talk to each other.
Wouldn't she be able to hear them?
You would think so, right?
Yeah, if there's like this like telepathic communication or whatever, like wouldn't it just kind of be like a walkie-talkie and you're all tuned to the same channel? Do you have to like be like, hey, go on 3, and then she can't hear you?
I honestly don't know.
Is it like a radius kind of thing, like Lethal Company, which also has lore?
You getting a little too excited there? Where is my? I'm just looking for that one that we found. There was a little. You just vamp for a minute, please. That's not vamping at all.
Whoa. We've just stumbled upon some magic art for a book.
Oh, yeah.
For like a different, it looks like it was a different language, but there's some top nudity. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, there's some wild stuff going on in there. Where is what I'm looking for, though? There we go.
Woo!
Okay, so I just wanted to read a little bit some of this. So, where am I at?
I think this is all stuff we've looked at.
No. So, Cheney's home acts like a hyperbolic time chamber from Dragon Ball Z. Agreed, yep. Cheney also reveals the Manifold Towser dug up the last novel isn't a Manifold, but a living artifact.
That was the helmet?
Yep.
Okay. Interesting.
Just what the army needs to keep. They're now defeating in check. Yep, okay. Disaster strikes a captured wizard, tries to escape by summoning demons, but these ignore his command, grab the artifact, dub the stone brain, and quickly rip back to Phyrexia. So, yeah, this is what I was looking for here. So this is just from that same awesome review site that I had. So it's for starters, the problems I have with the wizards have mostly been resolved. The book's in a better place with magical battles, no longer taking up so much place, okay? The good thing about Whispering Woods is still there. Tormenting Voices,
oh my
that's
gosh,
cool.
That's a metal card.
The Tormenting Voices artwork?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It says in this review, it says they could have done with some more point of view from Lily.
You don't really hear from her. It sounds like Gull and Greensleeves, and then you're like, Lily feels worthless.
And yeah, and she's supposed to be like one of like she's like the wife of Gull.
Yeah.
So like you probably want like that kind of drama of what's going on, right? Like the
drama,
the relationship drama.
Yeah.
She's
also just like Greensleeves, just figuring out she's a wizard. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, relationship drama, which it could, because definitely, like, there's a huge change, but...
This little part right here seems a little wild. No wonder Garth was mad. Go on and read this.
She's having an identity crisis after discovering she's a wizard, yep. Leads to breaking up with Gull. Oh!
Okay, little divorce.
Gull has a fling with Noreen, but that doesn't work out. Noreen is still in love with Garth and is just using Gull for comfort. And in the end, Lily resolves her problems and gets back together with Gull. Don't get back together with him. Now he's just a dingus. He needs the dingus egg.
Yeah, right? We see all this from Gull's point of view only. And he's just a clueless dope when it comes to women.
Sounds like he's just a clueless dope in general. He already was told that he, like, sucks as an army general or whatever.
Yeah. So. But it says, like, going into the book and stuff, right? It says that when you look at Noreen, right, you get to see her have her fights. She gets to have lots of these like cool interactions where things actually go on and happen, and you see her thoughts, hopes, fears, kind of thing. And then you don't really see that at all from Lily's perspective.
Yeah.
Like she's like kind of background character.
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
Because like she's like kind of, again, she was enslaved, she's traumatized. Like,
yeah,
it'd be nice to see like a rising up to become the powerful wizard.
Yeah, and it's not like she had like a big piece in the last book, but that doesn't mean that like again, she went from being like a small character in the first book and then it's like, oh, she's more maybe coming into herself and then like can have more going on than just like, oh, she sighed.
Yeah, like read this part. I don't know how I feel about that one.
It's made clear from the get-go that she's been looking for a warm body after being abandoned by Garth. This is Noreen. So them getting together so quickly is quite believable, but it's not the route I would have taken the character on. Again, during this time, her son is being held hostage.
Keep forgetting about little baby Hammond.
Yes. This poor baby boy is like, wow, my mom comes to save me. And she's just like, I'm going to kill myself. I'm having an affair with someone because her dad's not here. He's just like stuck. Who knows what his situation's like. Yikes. Little baby boy.
Yeah, right. It kind of goes on about how Garth was like this like cool character who was like, revenge stricken, and then he just he becomes errant fatherly. He disappears.
Yep.
He comes back and is angry. He's threatening them. Like it just seems like they kind of like took his character from the book and just like ruined the legacy of like what Garth had been.
Yeah, he
by
was
making
this, like,
him
dope guy. Maybe he killed like 1,000 people or whatever,
but they make him not be there. They make him, like it just seems like they kind of did Garth's character a little dirty.
He went out for milk.
Yeah, right. And then it says, whatever the reason, the characterization of Garth, or actually this characterization of magic, is something addictive that makes you make bad life choices, fits in with the wizards are evil plot. I don't know. It just seems
like wizards are evil.
Well, it just seems like there's not a way for them to. It seems like there's not a good way for them to portray these wizards at the moment, right? They're all bad guys in bad places. So it mentions in the end here. There's a terrible scene though. Please.
Okay. In the end, Gull and Lily, they get back together. Okay, so they were just dating at this point because he asks her to marry him. He's still kind of trash, but after which he realized there was another question he needs to ask. What her real name is?
Okay. Yep. That seems like an important thing.
Yeah. You think he would already have figured that out?
Yeah. Just keep reading. I really enjoy these reviews. I'll make sure I link it in the quote here. It's great.
It is good. Now, I have no experience with dating prostitutes or strippers or magicians or anyone else with stage names for that matter, but I would have at least thought you ask someone's real name on a first date at the latest. Yeah. Well, that's fair. And okay, who gave her the name Lily then too?
I don't even know.
Like is this like her name that like Towser was like, yo, stripper? This is your name now. So they've just been calling her this like name that like has no association with her and is probably not like that flattering to her to be like, oh, you're just like degrading me down to what I used to be called.
And yeah, no one's bothered correcting her. Like
no wonder she feels worthless. No one cares enough about this girl to even ask her name. They're like, yeah, Lily.
Hey, am I pronouncing that right? Actually, you're not.
Oh my gosh, it's horrible.
My name's Jeffrey.
Yeah. Actually, my name is like I don't know. I can't think of a name off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's fair. It says not after you've proposed. It rather spoiled the moment for me. I agree. That would kind of take that romantic part away.
Lily, will you marry me?
Will you marry me?
Do you know my
darling,
name?
Will you marry me?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your name?
By the way, what is your name? I feel like I should have asked this.
Wait.
How would that go about? Because if you would think about it, right? Like I assume it went like, Lily, will you marry me? Then did she say yes, but my name is not? Or was she just like, he's just like, that is your right name, right? Like just insecure guy questions. Like, you've been with a lot of people. You've been with a lot of people. Is this the name you've had for all of them? Or
the name you had for all of these?
Did you tell all of them you were named Lily? Or,
oh my gosh. Or just even her being like, wow, I'll need to change my last name and my first name, I guess, because no one's ever questioned it. Yeah. They're like, wait, what? What?
Yeah, keep reading this.
Her real name's Tirtha. I'd go by Lily, but I'd take it all back. Yeah. Everything I've said.
Now it makes sense.
Yeah. Her real name's Tirtha. You can immediately forget it. They go right back to calling her Lily in the next book. What the heck? These people hate her.
Yeah, it doesn't even seem like that seems like a weird thing to include.
Hey, my name's Tirtha.
Hey, my actual name is this. Listen, I've got too much on the go to memorize one more.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but it's disrespectful to you. You want to be stone brained? You want to be silly a little bit?
Me just like talking to
You're
you.
Lily
just
now.
Like, hey, Bob, What's
Yeah.
up? And you're just like, my name is Daniel, not Bob. And I'm just like, that's neat. I do it like I call you Daniel once. I'm like, yeah, I didn't like how that felt, and just go back to calling you Bob for the rest of
Yeah.
our lives.
So-
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, so then it says as well, finally we need to talk about Cheney. Really a conundrum of a character. Cheney's introduced kind of sinisterly because it did say a voice was calling out to...
Right. Yeah.
Right?
She's
So-
in a cave.
Yeah, so
That
she...
means you're evil.
Yeah, she mind controls Greensleeves to come to her, even though the girl's seriously injured and tries to resist. Then she offers training in wizarding, which Greensleeves accepts, but forgets to mention that this will involve time manipulation and being disappearing. So she's essentially aging Greensleeves without consent.
Okay, so it's saying she is older.
Yeah. And
So who's younger?
And at that point, she's still mucking around with the girl's brain. I think it's like
I think they made
I
a
think it's
made a
an
mistake.
opposite thing,
It's
yeah.
like it's
So,
days in the real
days for
world,
them,
and then for her it's
but
years.
she's been gone for years, yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. Yikes.
Yeah. And at what point she's still mucking with this girl's brain. There's one scene where Greensleeves wonders about her brother, only to push that thought away, even though she realizes at that point that years have passed. It's clearly out of character for her. The narration
She
makes
loves her siblings.
Yeah, the narration makes it clear that she's not capable of thinking straight thanks to the... So Cheney's just Bill Cosbying her. Maybe not Bill Cosby, but you get it.
You know.
A little bit of roofies. This is all written very well, by the way. The sequence is essentially a huge info dump as Cheney tells Greensleeves about summoning and planeswalking and the like, but it's actually filled with a lot of tension. We notice the time manipulation that Greensleeves doesn't, as the chapter is interspersed. Yes, thank you. With Gull looking for his sister. The death of Old Age, the Badger, and the Chickadee that had followed Greensleeves around until this point are very, very creepy.
What is this?
Because they came in with her and stuff.
Wait, what?
So, like, probably a Badger and Chickadee that had come through with Greensleeves as well. Greensleeves card art is a... Let me pull that up. Greensleeves card art is a... like, it's got a big badger and she makes badgers.
Okay.
Which is awesome. Where's my... Yeah. So if you, like, see the Greensleeves here in the... Ooh, look at that.
You see a big badger. She's like a tree.
Oh, it's moved. Yeah, so... It's kind of cool that would be...
There's also birds all around her, which could be chickadees.
Maybe.
Can we find this like badger and chickadee piece?
The death of Old Age. So I assume, like I said, that they probably came in with her and died. It
sounds like they just followed her around. The death of Old Age from the badger and the chickadee that followed Greensleeves around until this point. They've just been like her low buddies.
Well, no, but that's the thing, right? Because she's not noticing
so
that
sad.
She's not noticing that time has sped up, so they would just age out and die around her, which probably did make for a really creepy scene. Gull finds his sister and things get weird. No one ever calls Cheney out on what she's done. Gull doesn't even confront her for the fact that his sister's gone from 17 to somewhere in her 20s.
Oh my gosh.
Which seems kind of weird. I would probably like mention this a little bit.
If I like saw my brother had suddenly aged a lot, I'd be like,
yeah, especially since they spend the last
about?
3 chapters looking for the sister.
Yeah.
Worried sick that something bad had befallen her. Cheney
She lost her buddies.
Yeah, Cheney just joins up with the army, falling into the role of wise old mentor, exposition machine, and plot advancer, who just happens to have a Nova Pentacle and Dingus Egg lying around when they are needed. I didn't show the Nova Pentacle, but pretty cool.
I think you did.
Well, I showed it again.
There you go.
Nova Pentacle is actually a pretty interesting card. Pay 3 tap or redirect damage to you from one source to target creature of an opponent's choice, which is interesting. I like that. So a little way to save it. So is this essentially a massive plot hole? A big button marked advance the plot characterization be damned? A straight reading of the book may give you that. If Cheney was really intended as just a wise mentor, I really have to detract some points from the book for bad characterization. But something makes me wonder. Well, at no point does Cheney reveal herself to be evil. She continues to be kind of spooky.
She lives in a cave. How are you going to be normal if you live in a cave?
Maybe that's just where some people like to, homes where the Bilbo lived in a cave, right? In Lord of the Rings.
He lived in the side of a hill, but he lived around people.
What is a cave? But like a larger hole in a larger hill.
Okay, but was Cheney surrounded by people? Sure doesn't sound like she was. Bilbo lived with all the hobbits. There's a bunch going on there. It's not just me by myself losing my mind. Yeah.
Yeah. I like this flavor text as well here that we get for
Giant Badger, he my friend.
Yeah, so read the promo here.
The promo card for this book was Giant Badger. That's pretty cool. He's a big boy. And the flavor text: the wizard Greensleeves called a giant badger to her aid in a battle with the desert mage Carly, which is true. But the thing gets eaten. What? What? It gets eaten by a Junan Efreet in under a page. So they just made this card. They're like, look at this dope ass badger.
Yeah.
Munch.
It would have been a better promo for Whispering Woods. At least there, the badger was effective in chasing away some sedge trolls. I really like the idea of promo cards as
like a piece that you get with the book.
Like when you get the book. That would be cool.
It's like a cereal box with a toy.
Right?
Yeah.
Cheney describes the dingus egg as a fossilized egg of a creature that lived long ago before mankind was fashioned by the gods.
Yo, she sounds creepy. Here's this egg of this creature that lived long ago. I'd be like, I don't want it. What if it comes to life?
The thing it was supposed to hatch into was a flying beast covered in leather, but not a bat, so a pterodactyl. But if that's the case, what's a dingus staff supposed to be?
It's made out of the bone of the wing. I don't know. Yeah.
Also of interest, this book has our very first gay character in Commander Ordando, who has 2 wives living with her in her army tent.
Oh, she's the guy in Demon Slayer, but I guess he's got 3 wives and he's a man.
Yeah, that's pretty early on to introduce.
That's 1995.
Yeah, like it's pretty like that's like book 3.
Yeah,
not bad.
Yeah.
Says sadly she's a minor character. I think TV tropes would call her a mauve shirt. Don't know what that means because so anyways, this is where it said that Garth almost been a god once, thus showing he wasn't just a normal mage who figured out. But so we already talked about that like a little bit before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's that's another thing that kind of was breezed over. They rolled into Phyrexia.
Right. Yes. Which doesn't, from what you've shown me, it looks horrifying. Like this might not be like a great like comparison, but I haven't seen all of the movies. Oh man, what's the movie with the guy with all the needles in his face?
Pinhead?
Yeah, but like, is that what the movie's called?
I think so.
Like The Cube is called or something? Yeah, like it's like one of the Hellraiser movies, and like all of them are like the costumes and stuff are so good for like the scary stuff, but like just like having like their teeth like pulled back or whatever and stuff like that, that would make me think of what I've seen of the artwork of the people in Phyrexia. People, demons. They look very scary.
Yeah, so Cheney says in this that Druid, Wizard, Planeswalker all mean the same thing, following that up 2 pages later with the remark that she used to Planeswalk when she was younger. Now she's old and can't use half her body thanks to a stroke, so she's given that up. Later, she describes Planeswalking and summoning as 2 sides of the same coin, as there are 4 levels of conjuring. The first is summoning something you've touched. Second is teleporting yourself to somewhere you've been. The third is summoning something you haven't touched. And finally, teleporting yourself to some place you've never been, which is called Planeswalking.
Okay, that's like the biggest thing you could do.
Yeah, but at this point, there's no mention of Planeswalker sparks, the blind eternities, being immortal or being really powerful. Sounds like Planeswalking is just something you gradually learn over time. Later in the book, we actually get to see Planeswalking, when Greensleeves hops to Phyrexia to retrieve the Stonebrain. That's probably the most problematic scene in this trilogy from a continuity perspective, since she doesn't ascend or anything. She just gets a MacGuffin and pep talk from Cheney, and off she goes.
Like, what does it mean ascend? Like, is there like a different way you have to like go into this place?
Yes, your spark awakens, and that's what happens. It's like it is a major event when people are able to planeswalk.
So that's what they didn't have. Like, you had like the spells, and then you were like a wizard or whatever, right? But you
that's the old one.
I'm saying that was the old.
Something happens, like someone will like kill your parents, and like in that like rage of emotion and stuff like that, you accidentally like ignite all the power and planeswalk to another world far away. Like you're not just born with the ability to just like pick and choose where you go, just kind of cuz.
Yeah, and it sounds like this place might, like Phyrexia, I feel like would be OP. I feel like it'd be one of the harder places to go to.
Well, read this part right here.
Okay. Another thing that has caused some discussion in the past are the sages of Latinam in this book. They are described as the largest conclave of mages ever gathered. They united to stop the Brothers' War but failed. Urza and Mishra found and destroyed them.
Wrecked.
Sheesh. The war itself is described as laying entire continents to waste to produce war machines. When we actually get to see the story of antiquities later on, we'll discover that... Oh, are we getting spoilers?
No, it's fine.
Okay, sages are not actually the greatest. What? People in this book not being great?
The Stonebrain guys? Who would have thought?
What? Just the first wizarding organization on Terrasair.
Yeah.
Terrasair?
Yeah.
That the war never left the continent and that Latinam survived, becoming the city of shadows during the dark and the school of the unseen during the Ice Age.
Kind of cool.
A lot going on.
So it says this isn't a big problem at all, as all the discrepancies can be described by the fact that we hear all this from Cheney, who admits it's all folklore and hearsay. So, okay, yeah, whatever. It wouldn't be the only time she said something and proven long by continuity. At one point, the wizard Hacken, no relation to Scourge of Storm. Okay, that's because Hacken is a card. And I was like, this seems like a weird thing. But anyways, at one point, the wizard Hacken used an artifact and she goes, "The Might Stone of Urza, found again. I wondered where it gone to." Well, if there are any artifacts of those locations well documented, it's the Might Stone and Weak Stone. They're in Urza's skull. Yeah, true.
Interesting.
Yeah. Lastly, there's Phyrexia, which we get to see for the first time. But this is old school Phyrexia. It's not yet portrayed as a hell made of artifacts, but as the hell for artifacts.
Oh.
A plane filled with demons described as hordes of small, toothy creatures who seek out and destroy sentient artifacts. We've got other stories, of Phyrexia abducting brass men and the like, but this motivation will fall by the wayside when we get to the Weatherlight Saga. And that, like real Phyrexia, let me tell you, woof, wild. I guess the reason there's still a bunch of Phyrexians going around kidnapping sentient artifacts, even though Yawgmoth is mobilizing the rest of the plane for invasion. Actually, from the demons' description, as a swarm of small creatures, they sound more like gremlins than demons.
That's why it sounds like these, because it's like the gremlins took this, so why would they bring it to Phyrexia unless that's where they lived?
Yeah. And then it says it would actually make sense because their whole mythology of gremlins is wrecking machinery.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So like again, some continuity issues, but that's kind of the gist of Shattered Chains, right? It's not. It doesn't seem like it would have been a bad book. Like it seems overall pretty interesting as a story.
It seems more interesting. It like no offense to the first one, but like I feel like that you're starting to like figure out what's going on. This one, people are coming more into their own, and there's this creepy lady in a cave.
Yeah, a little bit
She
more.
sounds fun.
Yeah,
sounds spooky.
A little more of the who's who kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But yeah, so that's essentially the second of this series, I guess. Yeah. Our episode 3 on it. I'd like to know, because we do make like lots of shorts of these. You've probably seen lots of those, or YouTube videos kind of thing. You can find the stuff. Rate it, by the way. Give us nice, good ratings. Share it to all your friends.
Yeah.
But if you're seeing it in the comments and stuff, like, let us know what you thought about this story. Like, is it do the continuity errors bug you so much? Because I think they're still interesting, errors aside, right? Like, I still think I think they're good books. I think the beginning of Magic, learning about it has been entertaining. Like that Badger card, for instance, that's a really cool piece of lore to know that that's from the book, that it references the book itself specifically.
Mm-hmm. Did you read the Magic books?
I read a bunch of them when I was younger, but it's been a long, long time since I've read them.
Because, like, for me, not knowing any of the Magic books or a lot of the Magic lore / anything about Magic in general, like, it doesn't bother me. It's like, oh, okay, that's interesting, but I don't know about Phyrexia. Like, I'm just like, oh, yeah, I know that place from what you've told me, but I don't know about how bad it is and how you can't just jump there or whatever. Like,
yeah, you know secondhand Phyrexia, right?
Yeah.
Like you said with the Elish Norn stuff, because you you're kicking so many things.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get comfy.
Yeah,
I want a little stool and it hurts my.
Okay, we'll get you more comfy, but stop fidgeting in the outro. Jeez. Anyways, yes, kicking lights, banging the desk, playing a drum set over there. You kind of like started knowing about Magic in the All Will Be One arc of it, right? Where everything was new Phyrexia, Elish Norn, Praetors, blah, blah, blah.
First time I ever heard of Magic is when I bought a deck because I was like, sure, I'll learn. And then it had Dino Cats, and that's the only reason I got it. So Mow.
Yeah. But no, yeah, like I said, I want to know what people think in the comments of this, of the video, of anything. Do you like this? Do you think that Greensleeves is an evil wizard? Because she kind of seems like an evil wizard.
Seems evil.
None of the characters really seem
like
great so far.
Brain was being messed up when she was in the cave with this lady.
Yeah.
Seems like she's doing some shenanigans that are not acceptable shenanigans.
But she did come out and try stone brain a bunch of people.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like these shenanigans are great.
Yeah, that's it. I end there. I'm good. Yeah. No outro music. Just that's it. Just fade to intro screen.
I'll make the outro music. Ba 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 ba.